C. The formation of international trade and the global economy. The formation of international trade and the global economy was closely intertwined with the development of human civilizations. Various cultural and economic activities intersected, contributing to the early shaping of the world economy through these key processes. 1. Old World Trade. Old World trade refers to the extensive exchange networks that existed between the Mediterranean region and the Middle East from ancient times. This trade played a foundational role in shaping early global commerce and cultural interactions. Here's an exploration of its key aspects. Geographical scope and participants. Old World trade encompassed regions stretching from the Mediterranean basin across the Middle East. This included ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Sumer, Babylon, Egypt, Phoenicia, and later the Persian Empire. These civilizations were hubs of production and trade, exchanging a variety of goods that range from agricultural products to luxury items and metals. Goods traded. Agricultural products, local crops formed a significant part of trade. Grains like wheat and barley, along with fruits, vegetables, and spices, were traded extensively. The fertile lands around the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in Mesopotamia and the Nile in Egypt allowed for surplus agricultural production, which was crucial for sustaining urban centers and facilitating trade. Metals and minerals. The region was rich in natural resources, such as copper, tin, and later iron. These metals were mined and smelted into tools, weapons, and ceremonial objects, which were highly valued commodities in trade networks. The development of metallurgy in Mesopotamia and Egypt was pivotal for their economic prosperity and technological advancement. Luxury and specialized goods. Old World trade also involved the exchange of luxury items and specialized products. This included textiles such as linen from Egypt, wool from Mesopotamia, and silk from China, later integrated via the Silk Road. Precious metals like gold and silver, as well as gemstones, ivory, and aromatic resins, were also traded, reflecting the demand for high-status goods across civilizations. Trade routes and networks. Overland routes. Trade routes connected major cities and settlements across the ancient Near East. These routes facilitated the movement of goods by land, often following paths that navigated natural obstacles like deserts and mountain ranges. Cities like Babylon, Ur, and Nineveh in Mesopotamia, and Thebes and Alexandria in Egypt were key nodes in these overland trade networks. Maritime trade. The Mediterranean Sea and its connected waterways were vital for maritime trade. Phoenician sailors and later Greek and Roman merchants navigated these waters, establishing trade links with coastal regions of the Levant, Anatolia, North Africa, and Europe. Ports like Tyre, Sidon, Carthage, and Alexandria were prominent maritime trading hubs. Economic impact and cultural exchange. Economic development. Old World trade fostered economic development by promoting specialization, urbanization, and technological exchange. Surplus production in one region could be traded for goods that were scarce locally, stimulating economic growth and supporting the rise of urban centers as administrative, religious, and cultural hubs. Cultural interaction. Trade routes served as conduits for the exchange of ideas, beliefs, languages, and technologies. Cultural diffusion occurred through trade contacts, leading to the spread of writing systems, religious practices, art styles, and scientific knowledge. The influence of Mesopotamian cuneiform script, Egyptian hieroglyphs, and later Greek and Latin alphabets can be traced to these early trade interactions. Legacy and historical significance. Old World trade laid the groundwork for future trade networks and economic systems. The Silk Road, which emerged later, built upon the foundations of overland trade routes established during this period. The cultural and economic exchanges facilitated by Old World trade contributed to the development of complex societies and set precedents for global commerce in subsequent centuries. In summary, Old World trade between the Mediterranean region and the Middle East was a crucial component of early global trade. It involved the exchange of agricultural products, metals, luxury goods, and specialized items, fostering economic development, cultural exchange, and technological innovation across ancient civilizations. 2. Silk Road. The Silk Road, originating from China and extending through the Roman Empire, emerged as a major trade network that profoundly influenced the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between Asia and Europe. Here's an exploration of its key aspects, origin and extent. The Silk Road began during the Han Dynasty of China, 206 BCE, 220 CE, and extended overland across Central Asia, connecting China with the Mediterranean world. It was not a single route, but a network of interconnected trade routes that branched out across Eurasia. Goods traded. Silk. The Silk Road derived its name from the lucrative trade in Chinese silk. Renowned for its quality and craftsmanship, silk was highly valued in the Mediterranean and European markets, where it symbolized luxury, status, and cultural sophistication. Spices and luxury goods alongside silk. The Silk Road facilitated the trade of spices such as pepper, cinnamon, ginger, and cloves, which were prized for their culinary and medicinal uses. Other luxury goods included precious metals, gold, silver, gemstones, ivory, glassware, and exotic woods. Textiles and porcelain. Besides silk, textiles from India and Central Asia were traded, along with Chinese porcelain, admired for its durability and aesthetic appeal. Cultural and intellectual exchange. The Silk Road was not just a conduit for physical goods, but also for the exchange of ideas, religions, Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, philosophies, technologies, papermaking, printing, and artistic styles such as Greco-Buddhist art. Trade routes and networks. Northern route. The northern route of the Silk Road passed through Central Asia, linking China with the cities of Samarkand and Bukhara, before continuing westward to the Mediterranean ports. Southern route. The southern route skirted the edge of the Taklamakan Desert, connecting China with India, Persia, modern-day Iran, and on to the Mediterranean. Maritime routes, particularly from ports like Guangzhou Canton in China, facilitated sea trade with Southeast Asia, India, and the Persian Gulf, connecting with the overland Silk Road at various points, cities, and hubs. Xiancheng and the eastern terminus of the Silk Road in China, where goods from across the empire were gathered for trade. Samarkand and Bukhara, major trading centers in Central Asia, known for their role in the exchange of goods and cultures between East and West. Palmyra and Petra, important hubs in the Syrian desert, connecting the Silk Road to the Mediterranean ports of Tyre, Sidon, and Alexandria. Antioch and Constantinople, gateways to Europe, and key centers for receiving goods from the East. Economic impact and legacy. Economic growth. The Silk Road facilitated economic prosperity by stimulating trade, supporting the development of thriving urban centers along its routes, and creating demand for goods that spurred technological innovations and cultural exchanges. Cultural exchange. The Silk Road played a crucial role in the transmission of knowledge and cultural practices between East and West. It facilitated the spread of religions like Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity, as well as advancements in science, medicine, and the arts. Legacy. The Silk Road left a lasting legacy on global history. By promoting interconnectedness and mutual dependency across diverse civilizations, it laid the groundwork for future trade routes and contributed to the formation of a global economy that continues to evolve to this day. In summary, the Silk Road was a transformative trade network that connected China with the Roman Empire, facilitating the exchange of silk, spices, and a myriad of other goods, while also fostering cultural exchange and technological advancements that shaped the course of human civilization. 3. Development of port cities. Cities along the Iberian Peninsula, Mediterranean coast, and Arabian Sea developed as crucial ports and centers of trade, playing pivotal roles in the exchange of goods and cultures during ancient and medieval times. Here are some examples of prominent port cities. Carthage, located in present-day Tunisia. Carthage was a major Phoenician and later Punic city-state that dominated trade in the western Mediterranean. Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, Alexandria became one of the most important cities of the ancient world and a center of Hellenistic culture. Venice, situated on the northeastern coast of Italy, emerged as a dominant maritime power during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Legacy: the development of port cities like Carthage, Alexandria, and Venice left a lasting legacy on global history. They not only facilitated economic exchanges that fueled the growth of regional and international trade networks, but also promoted cultural diffusion and the spread of knowledge. Their influence extended beyond commerce, shaping political alliances, technological innovations, and artistic achievements that defined the development of civilizations in the Mediterranean and beyond. These cities continue to be remembered for their pivotal roles in connecting continents and shaping the course of human history through trade and cultural exchange. 4. Courtly and economic connections. As courts developed across Asia, Africa, and Europe, global trade in raw materials, manufacturing, and commerce flourished.